The series opens with a powerful and somber image. A towering young man named Dunk is seen burying his master in the ground, laying the old knight to rest after his death. As Dunk finishes the grave, he speaks honestly to the man who raised him, admitting that his master used to beat him whenever he made mistakes, and that every time those punishments were deserved. He recalls one particular moment when another boy had committed theft, yet Dunk was the one who took the beating. Even so, Dunk acknowledges that his master was a true knight through and through, a man worthy of absolute respect. He vows that from this moment forward, he will protect and care for his master's sword and horses as if they were sacred. Once the burial is complete, Dunk turns his attention to his 3 newly acquired horses. Standing there, he realizes that the time has come to prove himself as a knight in his own right. The only way to do that is by competing in the grand tournament at King's Landing. Fully determined, Dunk arms himself with his master's sword and sets out on the road. By nightfall, his journey brings him to a small, quiet village. In the village, Dunk spots a young boy named Egg. Mistaking him for a stable boy, Dunk asks Egg to watch over his horses, promising to pay him for the work. Egg quickly agrees. Dunk then steps inside the inn, which is nearly empty. Inside, he sees a man sprawled across a table, completely drunk and unconscious. Dunk orders himself some food and ale and begins eating. The woman working at the inn watches him closely and assumes, based on his presence and demeanor, that Dunk must be some kind of knight. Moments later, the drunk man suddenly wakes up. He is revealed to be Daeron Targaryen. Clearly annoyed, Daeron tells Dunk to stay away from him and stumbles upstairs, leaving the room. After some time passes, Dunk goes back outside and is shocked to see Egg wearing his armor and sitting proudly on top of one of his horses. This immediately infuriates Dunk. He angrily declares that the armor belongs to a great knight and cannot be worn so carelessly. Egg responds sharply, saying that Dunk does not look like a knight at all. He points out that if Dunk truly is a knight, then he must be heading to the tournament and asks if Dunk will take him along. Dunk answers that Egg's mother would never approve of such a thing. Egg calmly replies that his mother died many years ago. Moved by this, Dunk opens up and shares his own past, explaining that he too was once an orphan. He tells Egg how his knight took him in, made him a squire, trained him to fight, and taught him how to care for armor, weapons, and horses. Egg then argues that Dunk now needs a squire of his own and offers to take that role. Dunk refuses, gives Egg a single coin, and walks away. Dunk continues his journey toward the Ashford tournament with his 3 horses, traveling a long distance to reach the site where a massive clash between the great houses is expected. When he finally arrives at the tournament grounds, he is filled with excitement and awe. He makes his way to the registration area to enter his name and meets a man named Plummer. Dunk introduces himself as Ser Dunk, explaining that he was trained by Ser Arland of Pennytree, who has since passed away, and left him his sword. Plummer responds that he has never heard of such a knight. Dunk firmly insists that his master was a great knight and swears this by his honor. Plummer acknowledges that one knight can indeed make another knight, but asks who witnessed Dunk's knighting. Dunk admits that his master was dying at the time and that no one else was present. Plummer then says that since Ser Arland was from Pennytree, someone should recognize him and suggests that Ser Manfred would have known him. Dunk agrees, explaining that his master fought alongside Manfred's father in many battles. Plummer then tells Dunk to obtain Manfred's permission if he wishes to compete. Encouraged by this possibility, Dunk leaves happily. Dunk arrives at Ser Manfred's tent, where he encounters several prostitutes standing outside. He introduces himself as a knight and asks to speak with Manfred. The women laugh, saying that Dunk does not look like a knight from any angle. They tell him that if he wants to meet Manfred, he would need to offer his wife. Dunk replies that he is not married. The women then explain that Manfred is currently asleep and will wake in the evening, telling Dunk to return later. Dunk accepts this and walks away. As he leaves, Dunk witnesses Ser Steffan viciously fighting his squire, Raymond. Steffan beats the boy with extreme cruelty. Watching this, Dunk is disturbed. Steffan notices him and mockingly asks if Dunk wants to fight as well. Dunk replies that he is a knight and has no desire to fight him. Steffan laughs at him and walks off. Later, Dunk moves to a quieter area, ties his 3 horses near a tree, and washes his clothes. When evening comes, he returns to Manfred's tent, but the women tell him there is still no opportunity to meet him and suggest he enjoy himself elsewhere. Dunk enters their tent and explains that he does not have enough money to enjoy their services. The women mock him again. Dunk protests, saying they have no right to ridicule him and that they are offering no help at all. The women reply that countless boys like him come every year dreaming of glory and end up achieving nothing. Dunk insists that he is different, but the women laugh and say he looks exactly the same as all the others. Later, while wandering the grounds, Dunk comes across a free performance inside a tent. A young woman named Hansel is telling stories of House Targaryen using a fake dragon as part of the act. Dunk finds her extremely attractive, and because of his massive size, Tansel notices him as well. Eventually, Dunk leaves the tent and once again encounters Raymond. Raymond apologizes for Stefan's behavior and invites Dunk to eat with him. Raymond leads Dunk into an enormous tent filled with people drinking, eating, and celebrating. Dunk realizes that the tent belongs to Lionel Baratheon. Seeing such grandeur for the first time leaves Dunk completely stunned. Lionel begins boasting about his family's legendary bravery and urges everyone to enjoy themselves. Music fills the tent and people begin to dance. Dunk happily eats as much free food as he can. Lionel notices Dunk and calls him over, joking about his incredible height. He asks who Dunk is and why he is there. Honestly, Dunk replies that he is a knight and came for the food. Impressed by this blunt honesty, Lionel invites Dunk to dance. Dunk joins the crowd, and Lionel dances alongside him. As the night continues, the two grow friendly. Throughout the night, Lionel tells Dunk countless stories of his heroic feats, presenting himself as a legendary warrior. Dunk realizes that he has no chance of defeating Lionel in the tournament, especially since Lionel has the finest weapons and limitless wealth. Lionel agrees, saying that facing a warrior of his level would be great fun. As Dunk listens, he notices Sir Manfred nearby and approaches him once more. Dunk reminds him of Sir Arland, explaining again that Arland fought alongside Manfred's father and once cared for him after he was struck by arrows. Manfred coldly responds that his father fought many wars, took 800 arrows, and that he remembers neither Dunk nor his master. Laughing, Manfred walks away. Crushed, Dunk returns to his horses where he finds Egg cooking fish. Dunk asks how Egg managed to get there. Egg explains that he rode in a cart knowing Dunk would come to the tournament and proudly says that he cleaned the horses, armor, clothes, and took care of everything. Impressed, Dunk finally introduces himself properly as Ser Duncan the Tall. Egg says he knows all the great warriors but has never heard of Dunk's name. Dunk confidently replies that he will soon be a famous knight. Pleased with Egg's dedication, Dunk agrees to take him on as his squire. He admits that he has very few coins and can only provide food and clothing, but promises never to beat him. Egg happily accepts. That night, the two sleep beneath the open sky. A shooting star flashes across the heavens. Egg says a falling star is a sign of good luck. Dunk replies that he truly needs all the luck he can get. And with that hopeful moment, the episode comes to an end.